All right, everybody, good morning. Welcome to another trading session. All right, I'll be completely honest with you guys, man, on today's trading. Let me get everything going on my end. Give me 1 second. All righty. All right. So let me just be completely transparent with you guys on how today's trading session is going to go. Today, I would not be taking a trade. Yesterday, I went ahead and traded before work, and it was a terrible day for me. It could have been a really great day where I went ahead and messed up to yesterday was my share size, or well, my option size. I went in way too large of a contract on this stock that I'm sharing on the screen, PLTR, and I completely got annihilated. I went ahead and I made a good chunk of my profits back, but it still was a deep loss. So I held it on for a swing trade. Not really the best idea, but how I saw the market yesterday, especially with pullbacks, it probably was the best thing to do to probably hold it on till today. So I'm gonna see how this plays out for me. I need PLTR to get under 185, and if we get it under 185, then it'll be a really really good trade for me, and then I'll be able to reestablish my day trading, hopefully by tomorrow or Friday. Uh, so yeah, I'm not really gonna to map out too many stocks today because this will be the only one I'll be watching today. Um, Yesterday's trading was pretty tough. It was pretty tough for me. Like I said, it could have been a really good day for me, but it just wasn't that. It just wasn't that. What happened yesterday, we could go ahead because, like I said, this is going to be the only one that I'm focused on today. And I'll probably glance over some other stocks, but I looked at POTR to yesterday. We had this basically sell off, and the one thing the one thing I don't like about the stock market right now is basically 24-hour trading. You know that happens with the 24-hour trading, right? Is that stocks move overnight. Like they move like all night long, and you see what these things do. So when we look at what happened during the day, POTR kind of rose up, and then once earnings came, it shot up to all-time highs at 222, and never went ahead and looked back at this price. It came down and it sold off all night long, even all the way to the pre-market. So what happened was, when yesterday's market opened, I had my target set. I had everything set. We were under the 200-day. So I think I got a little bit ahead of myself. When it came to, I've been winning trades for like the whole entire month of October. So I think to yesterday I got a little bit carried away, and I went in one contract right here, right when we broke this purple line, which was a key level. We got low, only went in just one contract. And once it went to one contract, I made $100 so quick because it got to my target. And then I said, well, I want to add to this position. I think this thing could go ahead and break inside this box, right? And this box is a key resistance, which it could end up turning to be some key support at the same time. So I added probably right around here, around 188, and then this thing shot up to 195. So I was down bad. I was probably down like over $3,000, man. So you're talking about all the gains for October was basically smoked out. And then I'm like, wow, but this is the 200 day. So I said, you know what? I'm going to have to hold this thing. Like the market is weak. We might get some pullbacks. And we did. Like the market came and fell all the way back down. So then once we got here, I think my loss was like about 1,500. I didn't get out. I said, man, I still got to hold on to this trade. And then look what it did after hours, right? It dropped all the way to 180. but I can't take it. I can't take advantage of this because this is after hours. So and I had a target, and it hit my target almost to the penny after hours. And we can see now that PLTR bounced so crazy in the after hours from 180 to 190, and then now we're kind of stabilizing at this 184, and then now we're at 189, and we may want to test the close of yesterday, which was at 190. So I'm holding on to this trade still. Still, I'm most likely still going to be down. PLTR might shoot up to 191. That's what it's looking like. Because if I was to go ahead and day trade this, right? We traded below the VWAP for a portion of the pre-market. You can see that we traded right here, and I'm keeping this box here steady because of this resistance point that I'm highlighting. You see how on the daily chart we got the sell-off, rejection, sell-off, and then we just have points because this whole area is a consolidation. So now I would like to see it fall, but that's me. This is what I would like to do. But what is it going to do outside of what I want it to do? So now this thing is above the 200 there. We got above VWAP. We're above the moving averages, the 9 to 20, VWAP 50, and we just crossed the 200 there. So, this is some bullish activity. And this thing could go ahead and push higher to 191 again. Not quite sure if we're going to get to 195, 198. Honestly, I won't be surprised if this thing does that. I would not be surprised. There is, the weakness in the markets. You guys are probably seeing that. There is, some fear now around the tech sector. That's the sentiment. Some pullbacks. But nonetheless, how are these pullbacks even going to play? A lot of these pullbacks really happen like days and days later. So I'm kind of cooked here at this point. You know what I mean? So we're going to take it with a grain of salt. I just wanted to come on the stream and let you guys know where I'm at. And it's pretty much a bloodbath for me. I would like this thing to drop to 180 today. I would like that, but I kind of don't see that happening. So let's go to the monthly, right? On the monthly, what we are seeing on POTR, we are seeing that we have finally got red. We've been basically going up for a very long time, finally got a red candle and an engulfing candle at that. Intraday, though, POTR has not went red intraday. Do not pay mind to this. To me, this is just trading at that point. You know what I mean? Because the real sell came here. I don't consider this 195 to 187 a real sell. Like, yes, it's a sell-off intraday, but, it's not a sell-off in the sense where, traders are really catching a great move, something like what, these institutions are catching in, like, the after hours. Oops. So, give me one moment. So when we look at the monthly, we finally got some red on our screen. I don't know if this will go red today, tomorrow, but, I have to sell this option out before Friday. On the weekly, we got another strong sell candle, but we got this large wick of buyers here. And then we got some sellers up here. But nonetheless, an engulfing candle, we're still above moving averages. It was the same thing on the monthly, still above moving averages. On the daily, we're basically caught in between the highs and lows of yesterday, right? And this was an indecision candle. So with this indecision candle, it needs to go ahead and pick a direction. Which direction is it going to pick? Don't know, and it just might consolidate today. Because right now, it's in between key levels, right? So we got this purple line at 190. This is a key level because this was an all-time high right here. And I need to be more accurate with this. All right. So we got this all-time, boom, at 190. And then we got another key level right here, which is at 192. And this is a key level. Why? Because we needed to break this to go higher. So you see how we left this channel, then it was indecision, then we got the engulfing. So this candle showed some type of resistance, but we went ahead and broke right through. So you can see here inside bar, I'm bearish, but it wasn't bearish. So then now, we got this indecision. So we need to, we would hope that POTR would like to pick a direction today, and I hope it picks the direction that I want it to go in. But nonetheless, it might pick a direction where it wants to hold on to this 20-day moving average and then go higher, touch 195, and push to all-time highs, man. Again, like I said, like the bull case is very much still intact, very, very much still intact. Even with all of these pullbacks, this is probably just a gift to the market for people to go ahead and buy. You know what I mean? So. Alrighty. Next minute. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right, so now let's go on the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, man, we are below the 9, the 20, and 50, right? And this is some strong selling that no intraday trader was able to take advantage of. But nonetheless, going back to it, we are still above the 200, which this is still a bull case, and we can tap some of these levels, and today we can get to 192, all right? So if I'm long, I'm not saying to think long because there's a lot of resistance here, you know what I mean? And there was a lot of sellers, but buyers are starting to come around. They're starting to, really push this stock price up. So that's the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, is there any key areas that we need to go ahead and identify? Well, we can see here where I put the purple line. We can see here that, let me see. You see these resistance points? It's probably hard to see. You see this resistance point right here? These two large red candles, right? I just put the pinpoint right here. Just look, every time we got around this price of 186 fell. 186 fell. We broke out a little bit to 187, but regardless, it was still rejection. So this area is rejection. Even right here at this 187, this shows just some rejection, but we're trading above the rejection. So what are the odds of us coming down today? It's pretty slim. It's pretty slim, at least initially. I don't know what it's going to do for the whole entire day, but initially it's not looking good to come back down and test it. Especially in the after hours when we get to the 180 mark. And then right when we get to the 180 mark, we bounce back strongly in the after hours. So this is kind of telling us that it doesn't even want to test this consolidation channel. And it will, but it may not happen today. It may not happen tomorrow. So nonetheless, all right, and then we can also see here resistance points, right? We got right here, rejected, fell, got right there, rejected, fell. All right. So we really don't got much information right now today on what this thing is going to do. I like the fact that it's below moving averages on the 4-hour, but in the end of the day, we're still above the 200, and the 200 is, to me, matters the most than anything else. All right. When we look at the 1-hour, the 1-hour chart, we starting to curl up. We're above VWAP. We just got across the 9. We just got across the 20, but we are below the 200 and the 50. So this can be a target towards the upside. All right. Oh, yeah, my girlfriend just called me. She just got off her flight. I'm gonna call her in a few seconds. And then yes, we could see these strong wicks, right? We could just see what's going on right now. So nonetheless, and guys, I'm gonna hop off stream early because I do have to answer this call, and I have some important things to do. Just wanted to show you guys to where I'm at, and hopefully tomorrow or Friday, I'm right back to like my day trading. You know what I mean? Hopefully. So nonetheless, you can see that we're crossing over. So I think we're gonna push up, man. I think we're gonna push up and test this 192 and test this 192. It's just we're gonna get higher lows, up until we get to 180. And I think by next week we're probably gonna see this dip on PLTR. But up until then, it is what it is. So I'll be looking to get out. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to see if I'm trying to find like consistent points. Yeah, just look right here. You see how we went ahead and tapped here a few times on this support. So right here, I'm not going to delete this box, but nonetheless, we tapped here, we double bottomed right there, but ended up still breaking, climbing, got back up. We got another double up to bottom, up to right here, too. Pushed higher, so we held support at this pre-market low. Yeah. Yep, right here. So right here is showing support, man. Even right here. Look right there. And look right here. So we got some support around this 186 intraday. It seems like after hours is going to do what it's going to do. But we got some support right there, man. So this will be my main watch for today. We're going to see how this goes. This thing looks like Nvidia stock forecast. While the recent pullback could be a big buy opportunity. Yeah. So it's just like all of these pullbacks are leading to buy opportunities. Like all of these pullbacks. All right. And that's how and this is how people are going to view it. People are going to view it as buying opportunity. They're not going to view it as okay, this thing is going to go ahead and sell off. Like people are not viewing it as that. This 180, I have to highlight this because I found this. I'm not sure if this was on the 1 hour. Yeah, on the 1 hour, on that S2. The thing literally came to S2 and bounced in the after hours. But I would like to see it retest. I would love to see it try to retest this area. And like I said, any little green I see today or money back, I'm getting out because this was a terrible trade on my part. Like, completely terrible trade. It seems like we got a double bottom on the 15-minute. We're under the 200, but like I said, we're under the 200 on a lot of things, on a lot of time frames. But nonetheless, we are above VWAP and all other moving averages, which could lead to a move higher. All right. The sellers seem to be in control even when I look on my order book over here on the side. Oh, yeah, the buyer's starting to step up now. But, yeah. Let me see on the 50 level. We got some large sellers, but it's just more buyers. There's more buyers, and I could clearly see them on the order book. And we got some large sizes, 1,000 lot size. Yeah, man, we got some strong lot sizes on the buy side, and on the sell side, well, we got a good amount of sellers too. So it's basically an even playing field. It's basically even playing field today. But that's gonna be it for me, guys. Like I said, I'm not going to day trade today. I can't day trade today. So that's pretty much gonna be it. In terms of other tickers, it's crazy how Oracle filled this gap, man. But SPY's not really doing much. AMD had earnings. I definitely want to see what AMD is going to do at this point. AMD just, and let's delete all of this stuff here. This is all jazz at this point, and we don't need all of that. Let's go back to the 15. So I would be watching AMD. AMD had earnings, and it's crazy. I told you that AMD would be a good short on earnings, and it was. It clearly was. It wasn't an amazing, return, but I knew AMD was going to be a good short on earnings. High volume candle. Let's do this on the high volume candle. Got 800,000 shares traded right at this indecision. And we're trading above there. All right. So AMD is good. AMD is good. Boom. There we go. There we go. AMD look like AMD seems to have like a little double bottom. We don't need that anymore. 241. Yeah, I know where 241 is from. No, 241 is up here. I don't even think we need this level. Yep. Oh yeah, 241. We do need that level. It's right here. Yep. So I like AMD. If you guys were to trade, AMD is pretty solid. You can see how we held support here for quite some time. Just look at this. I'm gonna draw this up. We just held support here for quite some time. And then now we're trading under this support. So this is going to be resistance. So that's pretty solid. And this was resistance at one point. So if I was to draw this, let's put it right at this level right here. Boom. And you guys can see how we came here, drop, resist, drop. And then we got an S2 level right there. And we're trading above this resistance as well. Yeah, so this market is going to be real difficult right now. And honestly, it's going to be difficult. This is going to be extremely difficult to trade because now we don't know what we want to do. We got people who want to buy it. We got people who want to sell it. So I'll be watching semiconductors today. Nvidia's back to 200. Nvidia was the only one that actually had a sell-off. The only one that had a sell-off. Pre-market low. Pre-market high. Previous day's low. We don't need this. Things are just hitting targets. $1.4 million shares traded right here. Damn. Got that right on the money. All right. Yesterday's high, 203.97. Boom. I guess we could just keep this here for today. There you see all that support. Boom. Maybe don't need that no more. Alrighty. So guys, I'm calling it early. Just wanted to be transparent with you on this live. You know what you guys see it. You guys see it. Thank you all. Peace and love. Hopefully we are back tomorrow.